Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we have a mission to wake the world up to what's possible. And here today to help me with that mission is one of the most amazing author experts of a new book that we have coming out called Love Warriors, the Conscious Expert's Guide to Healing, Joy, and Manifestation. Welcome, Angel. How are you doing?
Great. Glad to be here. Thank you so much.
I'm excited to have you here and to get into this juicy conversation. You guys, Angel Rohrer is an expert transformational coach who helps her clients battle their fears by reprogramming the mind, body, and soul through shadow work and shamanism. Yes. I love these bios. I love reading your bios. I'm like, yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So first of all, thank you so much for being willing to share your story in this book and really for the incredible master teachings you're dropping. You know, this book is full of awareness practices like yours that are going to transform people's lives. I'm excited about this. Would you share a little bit about your chapter with us?
Well, as I shared in there, my background comes from the high performance sporting community. And it didn't really matter what was happening in my life. I still battled so much fear, even though I was surrounded by such powerhouse coaches pushing us forward. There was always that thing in the back of my mind. And stepping out of the gym world, stepping out of that container of people pushing you forward, I flailed a little and then ended up working at a rehab center where I found the 4 agreements. And I started teaching it before I even knew who the author was. And there came this piece where I was like, man, if I would have had this information in the gym world, I couldn't even explain what the potentials could have been if I would have had that information at that time as well. So I just did the work myself because it just fascinated me so much. And it took me on this amazing adventure.
So explain why you feel like that. What could it do for people? What was the difference with that work?
The difference was, I think, that the whole process about awareness and awakening is that it is an inside job. And most of the world goes around looking for happiness and security and all those things from the external. And the work is here. You know, you find it here, you work with the within first, and then that attracts what you're looking for. The external can't give you what you need in here. Only you know what you need, and you find it here.
And I think sometimes we're confused about what we want and need. And that's the problem. The clarity isn't there. We haven't learned to listen. How was that for you in the beginning?
Well, the Toltecs have a process called undoings. And so where they literally take you and challenge every belief that you've ever had. So
get ready for that one.
Yes. I didn't say the work was easy. That's for sure. And it really challenges what are the beliefs that you have inside your body. You know, these unconscious programs that are running in the back of your head like software in a computer. Is it serving you? Is it time for an upgrade? You know, we upgrade our computers, we upgrade our phones, we upgrade all these things, but are you actually upgrading what's happening inside your body, what's happening inside your brain? Have you ever taken the time to reprogram yourself? We reprogram everything we put in our hands and in front of our faces, but we don't reprogram our brain, which is the body's computer.
It's a great way to put it to help people kind of wake up to that a little bit. You need those reboots, you need those up levels, you need, the newest operating system, whatever that is to help your device.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like thinking about it like that. It's motivating. So, okay, so when I created this idea of Love Warriors, I really wanted part of that definition to be about showing up, knowing that our vulnerability is one of our strengths. That was like one of the ways I was defining myself in terms of being a love warrior.
Right.
So, Angel, why are you a love warrior?
Well, when I started this process, and it was very, very early into my process, I had a dream that I won't get it. I know we don't have lots of time. Basically, the umbrella story of the dream was my spirit animal, Jaguar, tried to kill me, tried to eat me. And I was flabbergasted because, I had always been told that spirit animals are here to help you, not try to kill you. And that intrigued me even more because you can imagine the rage that came up with that. How dare you? And so that made me dig even deeper as to what else is here. It's the fifth agreement: be skeptical, but learn to listen. What else is here to teach me? Why did that happen? And I needed answers. I needed answers as to why this was happening. And by doing that, the restructuring of the brain started happening immediately because I challenged a belief that I was sure that spirit animals were here to help. No, not always. So what else isn't true? What else in our world is not true? And so I went for this, there was this quest that I was on, that what else can I dig out and challenge? And that warrior piece is that, oh, something's going to try to kill me. You can bet your butt that I'm going to figure out why and what is the antidote to that. Right? That's how that survival instinct kicked in. And it was, so it took me on an amazing journey, and which I found out later, years into my apprenticeship with the Ruizes, that the first level of awareness is Jaguar medicine. So it did come full circle for me eventually.
I mean, you guys can tell this, it's not easy work, but it's worth it. I know that Angel and I will both tell you that it's worth it. It's transformational. It can lead to the life you've always dreamed of. I wrote something down just now. I thought I want to rewind to just for a second that you just said. I challenged a belief that I was sure of.
Yes.
And it basically changed everything, right?
Yes.
Like, ooh, that was a powerful statement.
Yes.
Anything else you want to say about that?
Well, it led me to challenging everything, because when we're locked into one point of view, we are limited as humans, period. So there's this space of, instead of coming into a black and white, yes, no, can you flow? Can you stay present and listen? Can you be skeptical and learn to listen? And how advanced are your listening skills? Are you just hearing the words? Are you seeing the energy or the action of what's going on? Or are you just listening to because we know as humans, most of the disagreements in the world come around miscommunication verbally, right? So can you sit and listen and digest and ask the questions of, is this truth? And part of the process about coming into awareness is absolutely knowing, what is your truth? How are you aligned? What is your truth? And do you actually know what your vibrational signature is? So when other information comes in, you have a barometer to go, is this my truth? Am I going to accept this as one of my agreements? Or am I going to go, thank you, I hear you, no thanks? But you have to have this piece first. You have to know what your vibrational signature is before you can start dancing effectively in the world without taking anything personally.
Okay, so since I know just enough to be dangerous, I'm going to go there for a minute. I know about vibration, and I know about truth, and I know about a certain few things. But when you say vibrational signature, are you talking about that place in me that knows love and joy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's your
Okay.
home? Where's your home? in it's more Andean theologies, but what is your unique ray of light? What do you bring to this planet? Do you know what that is deep in your core?
Yeah, nice. And this is like people's whole journey, which makes this so profound, you guys. And oh my gosh, we could be here for hours more on just
Whatever
that
you
one
want,
thing. I love
sweetheart, I'm here.
that. Such great, juicy topics. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, aside from writing this beautiful chapter in Love Warriors, I know that you're up to a lot in the world. Tell me about how you work with people and what you have going on.
Well, I am currently at the end of editing my first full book, and it is on Jaguar medicine. Yeah, and it's more about my story coming up and some of the lessons I've learned, and a deeper dive into what I've written in this chapter. And this week, my husband Seth Rohrer and I have also started a podcast called Bites of Light, spelled BYTES, Bites of Light. So we're going to be launching that within the next month. And
Congrats.
I do one-on-one clients as well through Zoom right now. Currently, I'm not taking anybody physically, but I am doing online stuff.
Awesome. Congrats on the podcast. Can't wait to listen. Awesome. We'll put links down in the show notes for you guys. Okay. So you'll be able to get to all of this awesomeness. Okay. So one of the biggest missions that I have with every Brave Healer Productions book is really to help our listeners and readers live extraordinary lives. So no matter where you guys are on the journey, these books will help you to answer that question, what else is possible, right? So Angel, what I'd love for you to share is a simple kind of stepping stone you'd like to share with the listeners today that will help them start that journey to what else is possible. What do you want them to know today?
Getting to know yourself. It's literally put some blinders on and come here. Come here. Even if that means going and standing in the mirror and connecting with yourself through your eyes, that's a really good way to start connecting in. The external can help to a certain degree. Yes, we need our teachers. We need some of that stimulation. But if you're not balancing it with setting and spending time with yourself, that's a huge piece you're missing. So turn it in, turn off the phone, turn off everything else. If you can visualize in your head, do it in your head. And if not, get yourself in front of a mirror. I spend time in front of my mirror every single day. It is a consistent part of my practice.
When you said come here, I kind of also thought, I thought of a lot of things all at once, but I thought about coming here to my own body.
Yes.
And I also, you made me think, come back here to your heart, because you literally pointed to the middle.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's part of it, coming back to my heart. Talk more about that for a sec.
I think it's a really important piece for people who, if you identify as a starseed, as empath, a light worker, if you're connected anywhere already into the stars, a lot of times what happens if there is a traumatic event or even some stress or anxiety, we pop out. Like these soul baskets house us, but there's lots of us who have figured out how to live halfway in. And you have to come back into your soul basket and visualize your toes, bring yourself and live in, this is your house here on earth. This is your house. And so get inside your house, decorate it, get comfy, and know that this is where you're supposed to be to make yourself feel safe. Figure out how to make your soul basket safe to be in.
Your soul basket. That's the first time I've heard that term. I love it.
It's my favorite.
Soul basket. Yeah, I love that. I love thinking about it as my house too, because we're very concerned about our actual houses and the way, and that's important. The spaces we live in are sacred, but this is the most.
This is the most. And if you're not comfortable here, you're not going to be comfortable anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's really important to feel comfortable in your own skin. This is the avatar. This is so many different names that I use, but Soul Basket is my favorite.
I like that one. I like that one a lot. All right, you guys, I know that something that Angel said today made you curious. Maybe you have a question, maybe you need support. So scroll on down to our description in the show notes where her website is there and you can connect with her there. She's very generously there for you to continue the conversation or answer the question or help you take those next steps of how to get back here, right? Go check out all of the amazing things she and Seth have going on, the new podcast, all the stuff I'm sure is there, right? Angel, thank you so much for what you do in the world and for being here today to share it with everyone.
You are so welcome. Thank you for doing what you do and shining your light. It is an amazing thing that you got going here, and I'm so happy to be proud and happy to be part of your movement forward. It's amazing.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's because of our authors, you guys, that we can do these big things in the world. And, you know, we want actually to give you more than just a book. We want to give you the experts and the community that you need for the healing and the joy and manifesting that amazing life of yours. We've got a book club group on Facebook, the Brave Healer Book Club. So come on over and you can rub elbows with our authors and get those questions answered and all of that good stuff. I've got the link below for you for that. And also our live stream book launch party is going to be coming up in January on the 6th. So you're invited to join us to celebrate, where all of our co-authors are going to be. And they're going to be dropping their wisdom and sharing their inspiration with you. And if you happen to be listening to this anytime around that date, well, that means you should get over to Amazon because the book is ready and you can purchase your copy by then. But lastly, today, everybody, remember, your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it's time to be brave. See you next time, everyone.